This video is sponsored by Squarespace. Do I have my mic on? My mic is on, okay, good. I feel like when people do this video, they come in with this beautiful clothing rack and roll it in. It's so aesthetically pleasing. All the clothes are pressed, ironed, steamed, beautiful. But for me, I don't have a clothing rack, and two, I don't have a clothing rack, so I just put them on my kitchen table. They should all be there. I don't think I'll go in order as well. I think I'm just gonna pick what's there and put it on and show you what I made this year. And none of them are ironed or steamed. So I'm just mentally preparing you now. Expectations, let's put them on the floor. Also, I wore the same skirt last year when I did this video, except I got a top on. I think I just wore a bra last year. Okay, I think this was the first thing I made this year. This sweater. Okay, so this sweater, I think I made in January, and you can see I still have not woven in the ends. They're everywhere, so that's okay. I didn't realize this, but I actually made 2 striped sweaters this year. This one, which I made in January, and then this one I made, I think, last month. But we'll get into that. Why is his head so tight? Why is it so tight? Who made this? First piece of the year. So I think this sweater's pretty fire. The collar, beautiful, is so well done. The shape, the length, everything. The one thing I would change is bubble sleeves. This is a little much here. I also should have made the head hole a bit bigger. I'm just gonna compare it to this one I made last month. Did I seriously not weave these in? So this one was my first raglan sweater I made like a month ago, and I actually did turn it into a pattern, so I'll link it down below if you wanna make this too. But this one, different. It has a better decrease in the arms here. It's also more shorter, it's cropped, it's raglan. It's just different, so I can't say I like one more than the other. They're both good and they're both different ways. Okay, this is very hairy and stinky because I made my first crochet blanket here. I did this challenge where I wanted to crochet for 48 hours straight and see how much I could do, and this is what I got out of it. It was pretty much a dog blanket, so that's why it's so hairy and stinky. Okay, this dress I made in the springtime, and I just really wanted to make a really nice quality dress. Like, I lined it beautifully. Like, look at the zipper on the inside of this, guys. Look at that. There's bias tape and hand sewn. Beautiful. Quality, everything of this dress, 10 out of 10. Anyways, when I was making this dress, I had no idea where I wanted to wear it. I was just making it just for fun, like everything I make. And then a few months later, I ended up going to the Taylor Swift concert. I finally got tickets, and this was the dress I wore, which I feel like was a perfect fit. Yeah, honestly, this is a fire dress. I'm pretty impressed. This is probably one of the best dresses I've ever made. This one, this crochet button up, I think that's what we're gonna call it. I made this in the summer. I really wanted to make this because I saw this trend on TikTok of people making these, and I'm pretty sure it was originally from the designer Bode, the brand. That was the original design of it, and so I recreated it with 2 pieces, where this is one piece and this is one piece, and then you pretty much just sew them together and then you get this cardigan. So we're just gonna take a quick break from the video because today's video is sponsored by Squarespace. If you guys haven't heard of Squarespace before, they are this amazing website where you guys can go and create your own professional looking website. I've personally been using that ever since college, and I actually use them right now for my website. One of my favorite features about Squarespace is you can have 1, an online store with physical and digital products. 2, with that online store, you can offer local pickup to your local customers. And 3, if you're an art designer like myself, but you don't have any products you want to sell, that is okay, because you can also set up an online gallery feature where you can actually add a password for your certain clients. Head to squarespace.com/JennaPhipps to start your free trial, and then after your free trial, be sure to use my code JennaPhipps at checkout, and you guys will get 10% off your domain or website. I don't know if you guys remember this one, but this probably was one of my favorite projects of the year, was doing this, because I got to learn a new stitch, the strawberry pattern stitch, and I got to make this tag, and I feel like it looks very complicated, but it's really not. So I do have a pattern for this one as well. I think that's the only 2 patterns I made, the raglan sweater and the strawberry top. and people enjoyed it. It was actually one of my best videos of the year. So I ended up turning this into a pattern where you guys can make it too. It's actually really easy. It's not hard. It looks very complicated, but it's not. Even though some people did tell me it looks like tomatoes, my strawberries, and I guess I could have called it the tomato top, but this is my first time doing freehand. Okay, maybe not my first time. I actually tried to do freehand crochet before, but then just like never finished it. So this was my first time completing freehand crochet, which I don't even know if that's what it's called. Here's my freehand crochet top. The front and back are different. Here's the back. And honestly, my experience in making this one, very mixed. Because it was like a freehand crochet, I had to try to create the pattern on top of a shirt. And usually when I'm making things, I like to sit everywhere. Like I like to sit on the chair, I like to sit in my bed, I like to sit on my couch, I like to sit here. I like to change up where I'm working on it. But because I was really trying to recreate the pattern of like a cut and sew, like it was more following, yeah. Because I was trying to do that, I had to sit at this table the whole time for, I don't know, the 25 hours. I made this in like 2 days. So my butt hurt. Oh la la, look at this. This one, I think I made in March, so a while ago. And this one was fun because I just like mixed, I think white and green yarn, and then just crocheted it very basically, no fancy patterns. I think it's just a double crochet stitch. Do you guys remember this one? I just made this like, I don't know, where I took all of the leftover crochet flowers you guys sent me from the dress. We haven't even got to that yet. And I made this sweater. This also was another one where I had to sit at the table and I couldn't really sit on the couch or my bed or sit anywhere else. I had to sit on the table for the whole time I made this. And again, I think it was probably 30 hours of just sewing flowers together. Not gonna say this was the funnest project ever. It's pretty much just like weaving ends for 30 hours. Yeah, I can say I'm not gonna make one of these again. It was kind of like a one-time deal. Flowery, cool sweater. That's not very practical. I know it's not very practical. Like there's holes everywhere. Where am I gonna wear this? I forgot I actually did that twice. Do you remember the first time I made my flower? I had a lot of well, I made this one crochet flower top where I personally crocheted all of these flowers. The other flowers there, I didn't personally crochet. People sent them to me and I just sewed them together. But this one, I personally crocheted and then had to put them together. So that was a lot. Oh, I haven't tried this on since summer. To be honest, this top, way more practical. There is no holes here. It is completely sewn together. So this one, very basic. It's just a white top. I just decided I wanted a white top, so I made myself a white top. It's very boring. Like, kind of feels like a waste of time when it's like not cool. Okay, so I do have a little bit of a failure piece to show you guys. Like it wasn't a failure, but now it looks kind of like a failure because I by accident put it in the dryer a couple weeks ago and now it's way smaller than it used to be. Okay, this is not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. This actually looks pretty trendy. Next piece, I had to take my pants off for this. This one, I actually made one on my knitting machine and two, I made it with scrap yarn. What do we think? What do we think? Pretty fire, right? This year, I made one costume for Halloween, which, yeah, I don't know, why would you make more? I guess some people make more than one costume. I just make one. And this was my first time ever making a costume. Never made myself, like I've thrifted costumes, but I've never made a costume. And this year, I was Bobby. I was Beach Bobby. But yeah, this outfit's kind of useless because I made it for Halloween and then I ended up not doing anything for Halloween and I just sat at home, so I never actually wore this outfit. And I feel like next year if I wore this again, people would be like, that's irrelevant, you know? I don't know. I think I'm just gonna be Barbie for the rest of my life now. Anyways, let me just slap this skirt on I made. So here's the next piece I made. It's legit just a basic skirt. So I just took stretchy fabric, sewed it down the side, hemmed it, and then I sewed some fabric, or no, elastic into here, and got myself a striped skirt. I wasn't really gonna show thrift flips. I just wanted to show pieces that I legit made from scratch. But I do really like this one because I did modify it a lot, where I cut the arms off and I trimmed it a bit, and then I added this collar. So I feel like this is a very substantial make. So I made this top. I actually wear this top a lot. I'm not gonna try it on though. So I ended up making 2 of the same bags. Yeah. So this is 1.0 and this is 2.0. This one, I ended up just doing it on like a plane ride to Hawaii back in like April. And I thought it was good, but then it didn't really age well, and then I thought it was bad. So like, this has to get better. So then I created a video of me making a way better one, and I actually use this all the freaking time, and it looks the exact same as the first day I made it. Yeah. Next bag I made, this is another bag I made when I was traveling in Europe. So I went over there, I found some raffia yarn, which this was the first time ever using raffia yarn, which honestly a little bit of a learning curve. I'm usually, I guess, aggressive with my yarns, and so you can't be aggressive with raffia because it breaks. And then final bag, I'm not gonna lie, this bag is really heavy. It would probably not be a daily bag. Like, this is more of a statement piece that I use. I haven't used yet, honestly. It's just, I haven't been to any nice events where I can really pull this out, but I feel like for a wedding or somewhere nice and fancy, which I don't really go to, this is what I would bring out. But until then, she has not seen much sun. I made this collar, and it just goes over clothes. It was like part of my like 1 hour projects where you can make this collar in like an hour, which I do have a free pattern for it if you want to make it. Free pattern down below. Which reminds me, 2 other free patterns on my Patreon, which I really don't want to put this on my hair, is a headband, which honestly, probably my most used piece of the year. I wear this every time I leave the house now because it's cold outside. My place is wintertime, and this keeps me so cozy. I love this. This bucket hat, which I don't think it's gonna fit very well because of my ponytails, but there you go. This is, okay, the headband's essential for winter, but this is essential for summer because I'm a sensitive lady. I have sensitive skin, I have sensitive eyes. I do not want the sun touching this precious face and my neck and just this. So bucket hat, every time I leave the house when it's sunny, this is on. This is not knit related, but when I went with Chevrolet to Quebec, and I went there and I made these very, very below average pots. I did the pottery on the wheel for the first time, which I've done work with clay. I used to do it a lot growing up, but I never did the wheel. So this was the first time, and I made these pots. They are not circular, they're very organic shaped. That's just me saying it nicely, that they're very lopsided. Tilting this way, it's very thick here, thin here. This one's definitely, well, all of them I made, definitely handmade. I made shoes, actually, I made 2 pairs of shoes. Anyways, in the summertime, I made these sandals. I made the pattern, and there's actually a kit if you want to make these with the video on how to make them. But yeah, this was a really fun partnership where I got to make shoes because I always wanted to make shoes. I always feel like that's so just like, how do you do that? But because I had so much fun making those shoes, 2 weeks ago, I made these slippers. These ones were different. There was no leather. These ones are actually punch needle slippers. And I just like sewed them on to the bottom of these soles. This was a really easy, it was a roller coaster, this project. Like, it was going good, then it wasn't going good, then it was going good, and then it wasn't going good. But in the end, it went good because I finished them and they fit. I made accessories for my kitchen, which I have never done that before, where I made these coasters. Ooh. And then I made tea towels, which you can actually see it right there. You can see this tea towel I made, and I use it. I use, like you can see, almost all of them. Some are in the wash. This was my biggest project of the year. It took me a few weeks to make, not including the time that you guys put into this, because every single flower was made by one of you guys that sent it to me. So this was an R project. So I feel like some people, you know, people that help me out with this one, they can put this on their make for 2023 because you did help me. Otherwise, if I tried to crochet all these flowers, we would have had one video this year and I would have had one item to show you in my 2023 list of things I made. So, project. This is the only one of my handmade makes that actually deserve its own sleeve. Oh gosh, there's so much hair in here. Here is the dress. I will try it on again, but I know you guys have a lot of questions about this dress. Ever since I posted it, you guys have asked, how much does that dress weigh? My guess, I want to say 10 pounds. I think this dress would be 10 pounds. Calculator. How much was I? 60.7 it's saying. 60.7 minus 58. 2.2 kilograms. 2.2. 2.6. It's not even 6 pounds. It's not that heavy. Why did I get, yeah, I'm off. I don't know how much things weigh. So yes, this dress only weighs 6 pounds. Anyways, here's my dress. Just in case you did not watch my shorts, reels, TikToks, or the video of me making it. I spent a few weeks making the dress pattern underneath so it fit me perfectly. And then I spent days just gluing these on, and then I sewed them on top, and that's how I got this dress. That does not include all the steps of you guys making them and sending them to me. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys so much because without you guys, I couldn't have made this dress. So that's just what I had to do, not what you guys had to do. Well, that's pretty much everything I made in 2023. There are a few pieces that I don't have anymore, or like I made a dog bed for my dogs, but it's in storage and I was like, I'm not getting that out. So I was like, I'll just show a picture or a video of it. And there's a few other things that I didn't have. That's all I had to say. So I hope you guys have a great end of your year, a great New Year's, great, I don't know when this video is coming out, but a great time. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.